Any other questions before we wrap it up?
Is Connemara a part of Connacht?
Yes.
It is.
Yes. Connacht.
Northern
Sorry.
part.
3 numbers up there. God, Margaret, we're going to be here all night. You hear about the fellow flying the
Is
Atlantic?
Mayo Irish speaking more or less, or there's a sliver of it, right?
Just patches, yeah.
Just a patch.
Yeah. There's about 3 areas. They're mostly remote, but yes, they're Gaeltacht. And actually, they're growing.
They're spreading out.
Yeah, they're doing well. As a community, they're actually doing better than a lot of the other places.
Just because it's Irish speaking,
I don't know. It's just that whenever I found that whenever a community coalesces around anything at all, it thrives. Things happen.
so that's a center point, a focal point.
Like the gay community here, they're a community. You know, they're united by something,
How do you know
and
about
then good things happen. Whenever a community,
How do you know about that?
I am a sinner and a deceiver. Oh, God is going to come and get me. Never mind, God is the wife that's going to get you.
It's the Gael talk, not gay talk.
Oh, the gay. Yes, the gay talk. Yeah. See,
In the north, you're not required to take Irish classes, right? Language classes.
You will be under the new regime. Yeah, Paisley is going to have to pass an exam in Irish.
We commit suicide first.
You know this is a funny thing. There's a political thing going on. They're trying to get the Stormont back into place, and Jerry Adams, of course, is the leader of the second most popular party and so on. He proposed. They had to propose each other, you see. So Jerry Adams proposed Paisley for the first minister job in Irish. And it was official. And he had to sit there and the official language. It was hilarious. One of those little Irish moments, you know. He had to suffer that,
Do you know one of the best books I ever read about the North is Dominic Bayan's book, Tell Dublin I Miss Her?
I didn't read that.
Oh,
I
it's
love
fantastic.
Dominic, yeah.
It's so funny.
Really?
But I mean, it's sad also, you know. Yeah, I read it years ago, and I got it from a library.
Was he in jail up there at the time or something?
No, he was out by that time.
Was he?
But, it was fantastic, you know. Really gave it a good inside picture.
I think he.
Yes, he has, yeah.
You mentioned wheat and oats and the
Yes.
centralization. What, you were going to mention something about the sheep and the wool?
Yeah, well... I don't know if you want us to go back that far, but
That's pretty central to that time.
yes, very definitely. It was the biggest export
Yeah.
from Ireland, probably again for millennia. I would imagine the fleets that sailed out of Clubay and the west coast that went down to Spain, probably their primary merchandise was wool. So again, if you travel in the west of Ireland, you see those sheep on the hills. You can guess at how important that was, and everything that went with it. So almost everything that they wore was wool. So flax and cotton and all those totally unknown, and they had lots of it. So that was an enormous wealth that the country had, just on that alone, because everybody wanted it, and they could grow it. The primary wealth in England throughout those centuries was wool. Lady, what you call her, Spencer, Diana, came from one of the wealthiest families in Britain, in England, and her ancestors, their wealth came from wool, and her whatever great grandfather had supported Charles I against Cromwell, and survived, and also supported Charles II in the restitution of the market, and so on and so on. Wool. That was like oil, you know. It was like the the oil of the day. So yes, tremendously powerful economically, because it meant that they could buy in all the other things that they wanted to buy when they went down to Spain, they came back loaded with all kinds of other good stuff, and Europe. And the other was oats and fish too was a big